Once upon a time, in the desolate town of Ravenswood, nestled deep within a forsaken forest, there lived a man named Samuel. His dreams were an abyss of terror, each night becoming a twisted canvas for his darkest fears to manifest. One fateful evening, as Samuel retreated to his bed, hoping for a respite from the horrors that plagued his sleep, he noticed a faint glimmer near the foot of his bed. Intrigued, he leaned closer, his heart racing with a mix of trepidation and curiosity. There, before his bewildered eyes, a swirling portal materialized, a gateway into the unknown. Driven by an inexplicable force, Samuel, against his better judgment, stepped forward and ventured through the ethereal threshold. In an instant, he found himself transported to a parallel world, an eerie facsimile of his own city. But in this twisted realm, the cityscape was ravaged, buildings reduced to rubble, and the moon hung low, casting an otherworldly pallor over the desolation. As Samuel cautiously explored this nightmarish mirror of his home, he couldn't escape the feeling of being watched. Soon, he discovered the cause of his unease, an army of scorpions, their inky black exoskeletons gleaming malevolently in the moonlight. They scuttled in colossal numbers, covering the cracked asphalt, their pincers clicking in a macabre symphony. These scorpions were no ordinary creatures. They were abominations born of nightmare and hungered for the taste of living flesh. Some were the size of small dogs, while others towered like grotesque monstrosities. Their venom dripped from venomous stingers, a sickly poison that seared flesh and devoured souls. Terrified but determined to survive, Samuel maneuvered through the labyrinthine streets, his every step calculated to avoid the writhing masses of scorpions. Yet, their presence was an inescapable menace, their relentless pursuit driving him to the brink of madness. The acrid stench of venom filled the air, mingling with the putrid scent of decay. Days turned into weeks as Samuel fought to stay alive. Scavenging for scraps of food, the scorpion's malevolence an ever-present threat. Panic set in, clawing at his sanity as he questioned the reality of his situation. Was this truly a nightmare confined to his dreams, or had he unwittingly stumbled upon a portal that bridged the boundaries between worlds? The boundary between his dreams and reality began to blur, haunting Samuel's every waking moment. Traces of the nightmare seeped into his world, a crushed scorpion under his pillow, eerie scratch marks etched into the wooden floorboards of his bedroom. The scorpion's influence extended beyond the dream realm, reaching out from the abyss to torment his waking life. Driven by a desperate need for answers, Samuel delved into forbidden tomes, ancient texts that spoke of otherworldly dimensions and malevolent entities. He sought out reclusive scholars and enigmatic occultists, their knowledge of the supernatural proving both enlightening and maddening. But the truth remained elusive, an enigma shrouded in darkness. Haunted and exhausted, Samuel stood at the precipice of his own fragile sanity. He knew he had to confront the darkness that resided within him, to unravel the twisted threads of his subconscious. In the depths of his vulnerability, he sought solace in therapy, guided by a compassionate soul who navigated the labyrinth of his mind. As Samuel peeled back the layers of his troubled psyche, the nightmares began to lose their grip on him. The scorpions, once harbingers of his terror, faded away like ethereal specters. The parallel world, a distorted reflection of his own fears, dissolved into whispers and fragments of forgotten dreams. Emerging from the depths of his personal nightmare, Samuel was forever changed. He had witnessed the darkest corners of his soul and emerged, scarred but resilient. Yet, a lingering question remained: did the nightmare world he had encountered truly exist? An entity that transcended dreams? And if it did, where did it reside? Patiently awaiting the next unsuspecting victim to stumble upon its malevolent embrace. To this day, Samuel treads cautiously through his waking hours, forever haunted by the memory of his ordeal. In the deepest recesses of his mind, he wonders if the portal still lingers, concealed in the shadows, waiting to ensnare those who dare to confront their innermost fears. This file is closed at the moment, But who knows if there are more scary nightmares, and are there people who suffer worse than our friend Samuel? Until that time, goodbye and good dreams. Watch out for spiders under your bed.